A global standoff is taking shape in the Caribbean. American warships, seized oil tankers, and now two world powers stepping in. As Washington tightens the screws on Venezuela, Russia and China are moving to back President Nicolás Maduro, raising fears that a regional crisis could spiral into a wider geopolitical confrontation. China and Russia have both expressed support for Venezuela as the United States enforces what President Donald Trump calls a blockade on sanctioned oil tankers. The move comes as the U.S. ramps up pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, openly suggesting he should step aside. Trump has reiterated that the United States will keep or sell oil seized off Venezuela's coast. Asked whether his goal was regime change, Trump warned that if Maduro plays tough, it could be the last time. Those remarks have further inflamed tensions across the region. Since Trump announced the tanker blockade last week, activity at Venezuelan ports has slowed sharply. According to Reuters, millions of barrels of oil are now stuck on tankers as buyers demand steeper discounts to take the risk of sailing beyond Venezuelan waters. China reacted strongly after a tanker bound for Chinese ports was intercepted off Venezuela's coast. Beijing called the seizure a serious violation of international law and accused Washington of imposing unilateral and illegal sanctions. China is Venezuela's biggest crude buyer, accounting for roughly 4% of its oil imports. Meanwhile, Russia has also weighed in. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his Venezuelan counterpart warned that Washington's actions could destabilize the Caribbean and threaten international shipping. Moscow reaffirmed full support and solidarity with Venezuela's leadership. The United States says Venezuela is using oil revenues to finance drug trafficking and terrorism, claims Caracas denies. U.S. forces have since launched strikes on boats Washington says were linked to drugs, operations that have reportedly killed more than 100 people. Venezuela fears Washington is pursuing regime change. Maduro has accused the U.S. of international piracy and warned that the country will defend its sovereignty. On Monday, he fired back at Trump, urging the U.S. president to focus on domestic issues instead. With U.S. warships, seized tankers, and now Russian and Chinese backing for Caracas, Venezuela has become the latest flashpoint in a rapidly polarizing world. As oil, power, and politics collide, the question now is whether this standoff remains economic or turns into something far more dangerous.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.